Solve triangle ABC if A equals 85 degrees, B equals 35 degrees, and C equals 30. All right, so first thing we want to do is draw out this triangle, fill in the values, because we need to classify this, right? And based on the information that we have, we want to use the specific rules, right? So BA we know is 85 degrees, B is 35 degrees, and the length of side C here is going to be 30. Right? So here we have what's known as an ASA triangle, right? We have two angles and a side. And you'll notice, anytime we know two angles, we actually know the third angle, right? We know that the sum of the angles in a triangle is 180. So we automatically know, okay, 85 plus 35 is 120. So this is going to be 60 degrees right here, right? The sum of these three angles is 180. So anytime we have two angles and a side, right, we actually have three angles and a side, right? So this is an SAA triangle. Okay, we want to use the law of sines here. Okay, so remember, you need to know, based on the classification of the triangle, which law to use. Right, well, what does the law of sines say? Okay. Well, this is side A, this is side B, so let's just write out what the law of sines is. It's the sine of 85 degrees divided by its opposite side is equal to the sine of 35 degrees divided by its opposite side, which is equal to the sine of 60 degrees divided by its opposite side, which in this case we know, right, that's 30. So here we have three ratios, right? So the way to solve this is just to set up a proportion, okay? So we'll use this fraction here and this fraction here. Let's set that up, right? The sine of 85 divided by A equals the sine of 60 divided by 30. And notice that we can just cross multiply these, and then we should be able to solve for A. Okay, so when we cross multiply, we get A times the sine of 60 is equal to 30 times the sine of 85 degrees. And you notice if we just divide that out, A is going to equal 30 times the sine of 85 degrees, all of that over the sine of 60 degrees. Okay. Now here in your calculators, okay, remember we do not round intermediate steps. So don't do like sine of 85 and then just round that to the nearest whole number, nearest tenth, okay? You want to enter these in your calculators exactly as you see it. 30 times the sine of 85, enter, divided by the sine of 60. Right, your calculator is going to tell you some pretty long number, but we're just going to round that answer to the nearest tenth. So A, we get 34.5, okay? For B, we'll just use this proportion here, right? So B times the sine of 60 is equal to 30 times the sine of 35 degrees. Okay, notice we'll just divide that out. We can solve for B, which is 30 times the sine of 35 degrees divided by the sine of 60 degrees. Similarly, when you put this in your calculator, right? Remember, every calculator is a little bit different. Okay, sometimes you have to put the angle first and then hit sine. Other calculators, you just hit sine and then the angle. So every calculator is a little bit different. Also, how you put in parentheses and the order of operations, okay? So 30 times the sine of 35, divide that by the sine of 60, you should get as a rounded number. Oh, you get about 19.86 something or other, right? But we'll round that to 19.9. So these are your values for A and for B. Just a quick little note here, right? Which was the largest angle? The largest angle is angle A. So actually side A should be the largest side, which it is. Okay, this is 34.5 and this is 19.9, right? Which was the smallest angle? Angle B is the smallest angle, so side B should also be the smallest side. So that's just one tiny little thing you can check, right? Just to make sure. Of course, it's possible you made a silly mistake somewhere, right? But okay, the side opposite the largest angle should be the largest, and the side opposite the smallest angle should be the smallest.